Motos, Cades, and Coffee.
Morning guys, it's Andy from Motos, Cades, and Coffee. We're going to talk about a couple different modifications that really have changed the characteristics and performance of my Royal Enfield Himalayan and made it an entirely different bike to drive, and I'll talk about it. Just really quickly, we'll go over some of the special ones. This is one of the ones that have really changed it. It's a Powertronics booster plug for a Royal Enfield Himalayan. I'll get into how it looks, how it performs. We'll actually do the performance before and after test in a separate video. I'm just going to go over some of the different performance mods. So let's get into it and let's look. Some of the main modifications I just made. I got that Powertronic booster plug and a K&Air open air high flow air filter. Really changed the characteristics. One thing else I do want to talk about, I got a new chain and sprocket. It's the same size, but it is an aftermarket DID chain. It's very nice, and what that's going to allow me to do is utilize all the performance that the modifications allow me to get. The old chain was slipping a lot. I was adjusting it every time I rode pretty much. I had about 10,000 miles on it, so time to adjust the chain. I will actually, like I said, show you a performance review difference, but I'm actually being able to almost pull wheelie with these modifications. There are two settings on the Powertronic. I'll show you how it's set up, and I'll show you what the modifications look like installed. All right, so this is where the K&N filter goes. Just a little note. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, but one's a fake screw. I think it's this one right there. The rest are all legit. I forget what T number this is either for the type of, yeah, that one's the fake one right there. All right. So your K&N goes right in there. I'm gonna pull it out so you can take a look. Get a screwdriver. All right, so there's 3 screws. Just gotta unscrew them there. A little hard to get to. And I'll get the K&N number so you know which one to use. Of note, K&N does not make a air filter specifically for the Himalayan, so you got to get one that kind of works and just jam it in there and it kind of works okay. All right. So there is what the K&N filter looks like on the Himalayan. Stock air filter goes in there. Let me go show you what the stock air filter looks like compared to. Okay, so here's the K&N air filter. That it's actually, the one I use is RB50510. All right, that's the one to use. Show the size difference. The stock is actually a little bit bigger. Barely. The opening on the stock is a little bit bigger too. I'm not going to unscrew this because it's a little hard to get on. But it fits on there. Just have to loosen that up and fit it on. I wet inside the inside of the K&N to wiggle this on. And that's how it fits in. It goes right in. Just note you have a little hole right there, and there's a little peg right there that goes right in. There we go. And now I'll just screw it back in. All right, I'm gonna go put this panel back on, and then we'll switch to the other side to get to the booster plug. All right, same side, same thing for the booster plug side. All right, there are 2 settings, and I'll talk about while I get this done. It's not as simple as you think. You gotta remove the tank, you gotta get the wiring all done, and I'll show you what it looks like under the seat to make it look nice. But what I found out is I actually had an intake leak before I installed this, and the booster plug was kind of not running very good with that intake leak. So I had to get that adjusted, and then it actually ran right. Okay, so this is your booster plug right here, and I'll get a close up. You have two settings, and there's different things you can do. That's setting 1. That's a little better for fuel economy, and this is better for performance. Leave it just like that. That's as simple as you want. That's it. Again, you just plug it in for economy and unplug it for performance. That's it. So I'm going to put the side back on. I'm going to leave it as performance, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like underneath the seat there. Bye-bye.
It's nice out today.
Yeah, I know.
Really nice.
Yep. Getting to the Powertronics. This side? No, it is this side, right? There it is. Okay. Sometimes I forget. Okay. So take the seat off. There's where the unit is. It's actually pretty difficult to get to and get the installation just right. It's tight. Very tight. Got the wiring and the braiding. Yeah, it's not really easy to get to. And if you don't have a very, very nicely calibrated intake, and you have some exhaust leaks, or excuse me, intake leaks, it's going to be difficult. You can add some new coating to it if you get exhaust and so forth, but these are the stock maps, or the stock aftermarket apps for the Powertronic. Hey guys, so I lost some of the video where I talked about my performance and what it was like about 3 settings. So basically I've had 3 settings that I've tried with the Himalayan, the Powertronics, and the K&N filter. I tried it with just the Powertronics booster plug in economy mode with a stock air filter. I've tried it with a K&N air filter in economy mode, and then a K&N air filter in performance mode. And there's really 3 distinct flavors when you drive the bike. When you have it with just the Powertronics in economy mode and the stock filter, you get a little bit more revs. Nothing extremely different, but it revs a little more freely. Doesn't really change the characteristic of the Himalayan, and I'd say maybe 5% more horsepower. When you put that K&N filter in and go to economy mode, that's when you start to notice some of the biggest differences. It revs a lot more free, and I had to mentally adjust my different sight and hearing inputs for the shift points, because it revs so much quicker. You hit red line a lot more, and you had more power throughout the rev range noticeably. So that was when you really started to notice the difference, putting that K&N filter in. And then the third setting is when I tried to unplug the booster plug and went to the power setting with the K&N filter, and it really changed the characteristics of the bike. Again, much more free-flowing rev, a lot more power throughout the entire rev range. Definitely a different feel, much more sporty, a little more throaty, just zippy pull. Pulls from top to bottom a lot quicker. You really got to be careful for your revs. As I mentioned earlier, I actually could pull little bits of a wheelie, and that's never happened before. I'm going to try and change the settings on the preload on the back shock and see if I can squat and actually get that wheelie going a little bit more. So I'm actually going to have a video where I do 3 differences. I actually go 0 to 60 in all 3 settings, and I'll video the difference of all of them. I'm guessing with the K&N air filter, the Powertronics, the chain, I'm guessing I might have dropped a second 0 to 60, which is pretty significant. Maybe 20%, 17-20% more horsepower. I'm guessing it went from around 24 horsepower to about 28 horsepower-ish. That's what I'm feeling. It really pulls, it really changes the characteristics difference of the bike, starts right up. So
Hopefully that's a little taste. Stay tuned for part 2 of this video where we actually test it and you get to see what the difference actually is. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.